John from JO Ventures Outdoors, and today I've got a great video for you. The next traveling knife has arrived here at JO Ventures Outdoors. The Knipex or Knipex or Knipex or however you want to say the name. Several people, people say it different ways. I'll just say Knipex here for this video. I think that's how J.W. Greenbaum said it in his review. And if you're not familiar, just a review about the traveling knives. The traveling knives are knives that YouTube creators purchase and send around to other channels for reviews. And this is just a really great and fun concept. Tom at Knife Delight started that with the Elk Ridge Stockman. And it's been through, I think, 10 or 11 channels now. Lots of videos. I'll put my playlist down in the description box below. And then Ray at North Star Knife Reviews started the Elk Ridge Bowie. And the Bowie knife has made its rounds and as a traveling knife. And then also he had the Kershaw Chill, which was also a traveling knife and continues to travel to other channels for reviews. And then J.W. Greenbaum. And if you haven't checked out J.W.'s channel, you got to check it out. He has lives. He does in-depth knife reviews. Really vast knowledge of the knife industry and different brands. Extensive collection, and I think you really need to check out J.W.'s channel. He started the Knipex electrician's knife that we have here, and I'll show you more on this in just a minute. It's the 162050 is the model number, and this is the one we're going to talk about today. I received this from RJ's Knives. Thank you, RJ, for sending this my way. And so this is the one I want to talk about today, and I've got some comparisons and talk about how I've used this here recently. This is a very interesting knife. It is a slip joint. Look at this. It's got a half stop cutting surface, as you can see there. And again, the model number, you can see there, Knipex 162050, made in Germany. And then on the other side, we can see made in Solingen, Germany. So Knipex is the company that it's sold under, and the brand, as you can see right there on the handle. But some think that Otter Messer might be the actual manufacturer, so over in Germany. This is a very high quality, well-built knife, and it's meant to be a European electrician's knife. And so it's used for, possibly cutting boxes open. This part here, which is not a choil, that is actually sharpened chisel ground, okay? So that could be used to strip wire. We have other tools today. If you watch RJ's video, he talks a lot about the tools he uses to strip wire and that sort of thing. And we've all used those wire strippers and other devices like that to strip wire. So it's probably a little easier to do it with some of those. RJ talked about, maybe possibly crimping it down like that and putting the wire in between to strip it. I mean, I've also used a tool like the Victorinox, where you've got the wire stripper right here, the wire notch. You can actually put the right size wire right in there and then close your blade down on the wire to cut the jacket and then strip it with the wire notch here, the wire stripper on that tool there. So, that could be a possible tool that might be a little easier to use. But, I've had this. I looked up some information about this, and I found some on the Knipex website. I just want to show you that page right here. I'll put links down below, but shows some of the specs there. It has a stainless steel blade, and I think it's a 13440 steel. It's a stainless steel made in Germany. You can watch JW's video to get that exact number of the steel, but it's a stainless steel. So this just gives some specs, and I'll put information down below. And then I looked it up as far as price. This is from KC Tool. It's on sale for $19.28. And you can also get it online at Home Depot for about $22 or Amazon for about $22. So there's some of those things that you can, places that you can purchase the Knipex electrician's knife. Again, the 16-20-50. So how did I use this? Well, RJ said, hey, I don't know how much electrician work you do, and I basically don't do any electrician work. I hire a professional, but I don't strip wire or anything on a daily basis, but I do leather work. And so I use this to strip or to cut leather for a project, and which I'll show you in just a minute. So it worked quite nicely. I mean, the only thing is when I'm bearing down on the leather to cut it, my finger got a little sore because I'm putting it against the blade there. What I usually use is really just a Milwaukee Fastback 1500. This is what I usually use to cut leather, or I use my razor cutting wheel, which I can show you that here if I can just get into my box and show you this cutting wheel. So this is what I usually use to cut, make big cuts of leather. But, it performed very nicely on 8-ounce leather. And I was able to cut, and I had great control. I was very impressed, by the way, with this. I like the way it feels in the hand. I also tested this out on tree limbs. It actually cut and pruned tree limbs quite nicely, small ones. This little sharpened area here was perfect for that. So I could see this in a gardening situation, maybe out in the yard. I know it's not its intended use, but the shape of the blade and this sharpened area here work quite nicely. I tested this with gloves. I put some nice winter gloves on, and I was able to open and close it with gloves. So very nice. You've got this little area here, which if you look on the Knipex site, it has an actual lanyard that you can purchase, but I made this orange lanyard with blue beads. And I thought that might be easier to grab it out of your pocket. Or there's another way you could carry this. You could carry it maybe in a leather slip in your pocket if you wanted to. But it seemed like it really needed a leather pouch. So I made a leather pouch for it. And here it is. And so it's got a little belt loop here. This is made out of 8-ounce leather. And this Knipex goes right down in here and snaps and goes on your belt. So this leather pouch will travel with the Knipex to its next locations. And both RJ and JW were kind of joking around with me, hey, it'd be great if it had a lightning bolt on it. So you can see I've burned a lightning bolt into the front of that. And you can see the light there. And it turned out pretty decent. I did have a little bit of an issue here with the snap, so I had to cut this a little deeper and reinstall this bottom snap, but I think it worked out great. And I've been carrying this around for a day or two, just kind of testing it out, and it carries very nicely on your belt. So there is the next traveling knife. Now you may be familiar with other electricians' knives. This is the Klein Tools knife, and I did want to show you this before I leave you on this, but this is the 15502 Klein Tools electrician's knife. I actually got this from JW in a trade for some leather work. It's got the locking screwdriver there. So this might be what you would think of as an electrician's knife. And of course, there are the TL29s and things like that. But this is just something a little different, and I've really enjoyed using this. I think it's a wonderful tool. I think it has some really great uses, and for the money, I don't think you can beat it. So there's the next for traveling knife. I think it now goes to Ray at North Star Knife Reviews. I'll put some information down in the description box, and I thank you all for watching.